Tune in, tune in, tune in. The Black Hair Party presents. Tune in, tune in, tune in. The Black Hair Party presents the Real Talk Show. We talk about friendship, love, and purpose. Friendship has everything to do with aura. Love is a more, and purpose is about saving time. I am JRX36, and this is an All Ages Alliance production. Ladies and gentlemen, we about to hop up in this box and go back in time. And where shall we go? Only I know. Haha. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Boom. Let's maximize that. Oh yeah, we there. Tune in, tune in. Hold up, let's unmute this. Tune in, tune in, tune in. Hold up, let's unmute this. Tune in, tune in, tune in. Tune in, tune in, tune in. The Black Hair Party presents the Real Talk Show. We talk about friendship, love, and purpose. Friendship has everything to do with aura. Love is a more, and purpose is about saving time. I am JRX36, and this is an All Ages Alliance production. And we're about to hop straight up in this box and go back in time. Where we going? We're going to like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. So let me go ahead and share my screen. That way you can hop in the box that goes in the box, in the box, in the box. Let's go. Let's go. It doesn't make sense if this is your first time watching, but this is the box. And this is how we hop in the box of the box. So I believe this is a couple days ago. Boom, boom. Tune in. The Black Hair Party presents the Real Talk Show, where we talk about friendship, love, and purpose. Now he's whispering. I'm whispering because friendship. I'm whispering because I've been doing a lot of these lives in the morning, like 6-ish, 7-ish, before I go to work. So let me get this light a bit different. Well, I guess that's a. No, I'm not feeling the lighting too much. Boom. We'll leave it at that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so I've been doing lives in the AM, the Zooms in the AM. So I didn't want to wake many people up. So I'm doing it at night right now, and it looks like it's only Javian. No, it looks like it's only Jacob that's sleeping. Janine and Javian, they up. Jaden, he's up. So yeah. I was trying to keep it down. Looks like I don't have IU yet, so he must have still been sleeping. But yeah, Jacob and IU is the same person. Look, we're gonna jump straight into it. It should be a good episode. On this episode, we went to we went to a dating site and we did a review, did a commentary. So check it out. It has everything to do with aura. Love is more, and purpose is about saving time. I am JRX36, and this is an All Ages Alliance production. That's right. We're gonna straight get into it. I was gonna hop in the box, but today we're just gonna go straight into live. We're gonna go into a dating app, and we're gonna read profiles, and we're gonna just talk about it. Why not? Yesterday I found an old video that we hopped in the box and went and checked out. Ooh, I should get some water. So today I've been inspired to just find a brand new profile to go learn more about. Let's see. So I'm gonna just randomly select the profile, read it, and just chop it up. Just talk about it. See what we. All right. So I'm looking at the pictures right now. I'm sure you'd like to look at the pictures with me, but for the sake of privacy, we'll spare this person's picture. But they got 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures. Pretty smile. This is an older lady. This is an older lady. In reference to the main audience, I guess it's not a main audience. So this is. I'll just give you the age. It's a woman, 44. 5'6", photographer, some college, single, actively seeking a relationship, seeking a man for dating. Brown eyes, brown hair, female, a few extra body pounds. Now, all right, so I want you to observe the images that come up depending on what it is I'm searching. Like, so I put woman 44, so this is what came up. So apparently these pictures are associated with woman 44, and so let's see what observations you can make. What patterns can we identify? For instance, is there a pattern that you notice now? Do you notice a pattern? Is there anything that we could say about this image, this creator image of images?
Non-religious, other ethnicity.
All right, my sweet.
About me, outdoor adventures.
Thank you, baby.
Lifestyle. No, so no, the about me is the section where people have an opportunity to describe themselves or what they're looking for. Lifestyle, no smoking, social drinker, no drugs, very ambitious, doesn't have kids, undecided or open to having kids. More about this person. They don't have pets, they're a traveler, they have a car, don't have a second language, longest relationship over 6 years. Conversation starters. Great conversation over a bottle of wine or pots of coffee. Yeah. So let's talk about this profile. Now, on the pictures alone, I think the pictures are great. I think the pictures now, let me see too. There's 4 pictures, no full body picture, which I think is important. Although she did mention she's like a full figured woman, a few extra pounds, and it's noticeable um, based on like the pictures of her upper body. It is somewhat noticeable. However, they're really great pictures, really pretty smile, eyebrows on fleek. That's what they be saying. That's what the kids be saying. Eyebrows on point, pretty smile, pretty eyes. She is showing some cleavage in some of the pictures, and I guess that's relevant. This is a dating site, and essentially people are selling themselves. They are promoting themselves, and in promoting yourself, you want to be able to show or express your best assets. And in this case, physically, I think that she's accomplished the job of being physically attractive. Out with the old, in with the new is like the tag. I guess that's a tagline. I guess that might be a bit. That might be an identifier. But either way, that changes. That's like a common phrase. So out with the old, in with the new. So this person's ready for change. They're ready for a transition, which ideally, for many people, it's a relationship. It's like you're out with the old, in with the new. Maybe her last relationship was a 6-year relationship, or maybe it wasn't. But she's like, yo, I want different. I want different. And I get it. So many of us want different. So she's shooting a shot, photographer. No wonder her picture's so dope. She's a photographer. But then again, who's not a photographer in the year 2021? Seems like everyone is. I mean, if you have a phone and you got an Instagram or you use your Facebook to put pictures up, you're a photographer. A lot of people take their pictures seriously. Now, it doesn't mean that you got formal training. And I don't think that formal training is necessary. But there is a value to having formal training over just, there's a value. You get to learn from another person, and it'll help you save time in some areas, especially if you have good questions or if they are a good teacher, instructor. Okay. About me, outdoor adventure. So this person wants to go out. It's like, yo, we ain't trying to be no pen pals. Like, I'm not trying to go back and forth, texting, messaging, etc. Like, I want to get straight to it. So, I mean, overall, the profile, I would say if I had to like either thumb up or thumb down or sideways, I'd put it like heading up. It's heading up, but it needs. Like, this profile will be attractive to individuals that are more physical because there's not much mental going on. It's like about me, outdoor adventures. Like there's not any substance. Like I can only gauge my interest based on the facts. Like, all right, age, height, you know, education, like the basics. Like I'm not able to peek into her mind. So
That's just basically not enough information. That's basically what it comes down to. And by it not being enough information, it's like, do you genuinely attract people that you would genuinely attract if you spoke your mind? So then that's why what my opinion is that it'll attract people that are mostly physical, because if you're looking for that mental connection, like that just wasn't enough information and there was like no effort. And that comes up in people's about sections. They speak on effort indirectly. Maybe they don't use the word effort, but they speak on effort, or they desire for the pursuer to actually pursue, and rather than saying hey or babe or whatever other hi or whatever other greeting, and just that alone. Like, look, I like to drop gems. Some people don't think, they think there's no effort in that. I'm not trying to put effort. I'm just trying to give a compliment. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is about. So in the same way, effort, when you don't put that effort, is like, what are you here for? Something physical? But that doesn't mean that that's what it is, because like it might mean like, okay, if you're interested, hit me up and I'm gonna check you out. Like I'm gonna find out about you and I'm gonna choose you. You're not about to just choose me. I'm about to choose you. So why put any effort into it if I'm about to choose you? So you over here putting all this effort and then you get chosen. That's what it comes down to.
No, that's a downfall. I mean, if you're really serious about attracting an ideal partner, throw some non-negotiables out there. Throw some non-negotiables out there so that it's easier for you to weed through who you got. Now, granted, this person may be really good at weeding through what she wants to weed through, but either way, initial impression is I would have liked to hear more about her. But other than that, we're gonna keep it moving. But that okay. Let's go ahead and check this one out. All right, Matt.
Class or pass. If you are in the halls, you must have a pass and it must be presented when requested by an adult. Do you hear that? If you are in the halls, you must have a pass and it must be presented when requested by an adult. Now, this pass is kind of like a driver's license. It gives you permission to enjoy the privilege of walking the halls. When Officer Adult comes through, show it. Stay or pay. If students are out of place and approached by an adult, they must remain in the presence of that person until the issue is resolved. That means you are being detained. If you're not in your proper place and you're approached by an adult, you are being detained. Comply or goodbye. Students are expected to follow the rules while on campus. What you do when you get off campus, that's on you and your parents. However, when you're on campus, yeah, you're going to comply. You're going to follow the rules. Failure to comply with reasonable requests may result in out of school suspension, OSS. On time or serve time. Sheesh. Students are expected to get to class on time. Failure to comply will result in disciplinary consequences. Disciplinary consequences. What does that mean? That means timeout. What that mean? That means detention. What does that mean? Truth or consequences. Students shall display the highest level of integrity. Cheating, lying, stealing, and the falsification will not be tolerated. See, these are non-negotiables. Why? You have chosen not to abide by a non-negotiable is not an option. All students should comply with rules and regulations set forth. Failure to comply with these 5 expectations will result in disciplinary consequences. Compliance, regulations, guidelines. Pardon the interruption. Now back to your regular programming.
Match your words with your actions. That's the tagline. Match your words with your actions. I see 1 picture, 2 pictures, 3 pictures, 4 pictures, 5 pictures, 6 pictures, 7 pictures, 8 pictures. I see 8 pictures. There's a full body picture. There's like, so this shows the full range of, like, this is upper body, lower body, side. Like, this person wanted you to see their whole body. And I'm pretty, I like to look for excuses to give compliments, and I would give compliments to this person. Physically, they are attractive. Let's see, smile. So now there's a pretty, like when I think pretty smile, I'm thinking smiles that like go up, like pretty smile. Like there's like flat smiles. There's even like there's flat smiles and there's like frown smiles somehow. But I call pretty smiles that go from ear to ear. That's a pretty smile. And then, for the most part, teeth show, and it's like pretty smile, pretty teeth, maybe some dimples pop out. That's attractive. So this person, I don't necessarily see the dimples, but the smile is it's almost a pretty smile. Like, so I would give the compliment pretty smile when it's ear to ear. If I don't see an ear to ear smile, I wouldn't call it a pretty smile, although they may be pretty. I refrain from talking about lips too much. I mean, I have in the past, but I think I've discovered that talking about like, hey, pretty lips, like that's like a bit extra. Like I rather say smile than lips. Lips make me feel like I'm maybe objectifying them. I don't want to objectify. Although for some people they like that, which let's speak facts. Some people like to be objectified, but I wouldn't want to come out the gate. I wouldn't want to come off rip. I wouldn't want to come off from the beginning talking about lips. I mean, I guess let me back up. If you're looking to date or you're looking to be in a relationship, that might not necessarily be the best opening, depending on the quality of relationship you're trying to get, like, or even the balance. Like, if you're more physical and you're looking for a more physical relationship and you're more flexible when it comes to the mental, emotional, then I mean, that might be a strategy because you might be able to attract and find someone like that. However, I don't know. All right, so let's keep looking through the pictures. Oh, so this one I see a tattoo. Let me see if I see any other ones. Okay. Well, now I see the tattoo in the full body picture. It's by the ankle and the foot, and it is like her legs are kind of crossed, and it's positioned in the front. So the leg with the tattoos in the front of the back leg. But now I see a picture of her sitting, and I see the tattoo. It's like it's interesting location by the ankle, which is kind of like an erotic zone. I'm thinking, I believe that like wrists and ankles are like private, like you don't want to just.
I believe the word is erogenous, maybe erogenous zone, like your neck. For some people, the back of their arms, ankles, wrists. Those examples of the behind the knee. Those examples of erogenous zones.
Anybody touching your ankles, like, nah, don't touch my ankle or my wrist. Like, we can shake hands if we need to, but like, don't touch my wrist.
Do you have a wrist tattoo? Do you have an ankle tattoo? What was your reasoning behind getting a tattoo placed on your ankle? Please tell us. I'd love to hear why you got it.
Kind of private.
I'd love to hear what that place means to you.
Right. Okay, look, another picture where she's showing the tattoo, right? Like, look at here, right? Because she could use the other hand. Look at here, right? So that tattoo, this is a tattoo on the wrist. So she got tattoos on the wrist and the ankles. That speaks loudly. That speaks loudly. And then the last picture is just like, looks like an elevator, maybe. Different outfit. So she's not thin. Let's see what she describes. A few extra pounds. It's the kind of body that she claims to have, a few extra, and she does have a few extra pounds. I see what she means. However, she carries it well. Looking for someone that has made it to a point in their life where they are both stable and successful. That says a lot. There's a lot of clarity in that. Stable and successful. So stable means no drama. Like, you settled into a place where you are absent of drama, right? Or mental emotional drama. And then successful. So successful means like you're happy. Now, for some people, it could also mean that you're financially well off, and there may be something to that. And I think that's part of it. I don't think it's a negative thing to say that. I think it's important to express the truth. If you want someone that's successful, like she could have said wealthy, she could have been more direct, but she chose successful. So she may not necessarily just mean that, although that could be part of the formula of the equation. And I agree. I think it should be okay to desire to want to be with someone that's successful. But she's saying, I want someone that's already there. Like, I'm not trying to like grow you. I'm not trying to be the water that waters you, the sunlight that like causes you to grow. So then that's a pretty direct line, meaning like, you need to be there. I'm here. You need to be here. So you got to show up correct. Like, we're not trying to grow. Like, we're not 20 anymore. She's 31. So we're not 20 anymore. We trying to like, I want to pick up from 30, right? Like all the way up. So I see where she's going. You can only fake it for so, and like, she's like, yeah, to me, you guys got good game. You talk a good game because we online and we can't see each other. But like, you can only fake it for so long, because when you pull up in the, right? Now, does it mean that pulling up in the means that you're not successful? It doesn't, but it's part of a perception. And depending on the game that you're playing, right? Like, if you're trying to play the game of becoming famous or rich and famous, then there's an expectation that you're backing it up with material things.
You could try to fake it. I mean, but the facts will speak for themselves. When you take shortcuts, that means that you don't have complete clarity as to whatever it is that you're engaging in. So if you're talking about a story, whatever it is you're doing, if you're not able to do that, I mean, it comes through. Like you gotta, clarity is visible through your words. What the words you choose and the way that you choose to say them, your clarity is evident. Your clarity becomes now exposed. Like whether you know what you're doing or not. Do you know what you do you know what you're doing? Do you, are you faking it or are you making it? You know, and I'm not opposed to faking it, but I am opposed to fraud. I am opposed to deception, manipulation, like without consent. Like I am opposed to that. And with that, and by opposed, I don't mean anti. I mean by opposed, I mean that that's something that I will choose not to do, and I wouldn't promote it either. So I'm not intending on promoting any falsehood or deception. However, when you there is a way that you could fake it, meaning like you may not be genuinely feeling the emotion that you would like to feel before you do that act or that deed, but you do it anyway, because you know that there's a bigger picture, that will prefer that you do it that way, that the bigger picture, that you doing it that way is in alignment with your bigger picture. That's basically what I'm saying. So like you being able to convince yourself, influence yourself to think differently about a situation can be considered like faking it. So if you could fake it in that way where you're not deceiving nobody else except yourself, and really is not deceiving yourself, is auto suggesting to yourself, auto suggesting to yourself what it is that you would like to be, or you would like to, or how you would like to express yourself. So then you fake it. And now what that means is that like you're putting that effort to be different, and it might feel fake. However, that's the authentic self that you want to choose to be. And you know that you got to take steps to become that person. So you got to practice. And that's the practicing is like where you fake it till you make it. No, you practice until you got it. And then now you good. Now you, right? Now you. Now you.
Like, yo, if you got that Rolex, I know how much you had to work to earn that if you're doing it legally. Like, I could assume how much time and energy it took you to have the idea on what you got to do to earn that.
How many people you had to serve? How many people did your product benefit? That's something that's often overlooked. People that are generating income, sometimes, and I would say probably most times, are generating income based on providing some good or service. It's not just off of investment money. It's not off of just illegal money, but there are individuals that are making these products that are providing some form of utility. I would imagine, so.
Right. So this matters. Like, it's not like you're being superficial just because you're talking about a person's financial success, because it takes work to be successful. All right.
Takes work.
So you can only fake it for so long. So if that's not you, please don't pretend. LOL. Like, I'm gonna catch you. Like, don't even play. Now, granted, I'll give you a little bit more a little bit later, because I'm thinking that this person might be pretending. Like, this might be like a catfish. In fact, I should pursue that so I can let you.
Now, how do I feel about pretending? I mean, pretending kind of to me implies that you feel like you're acting, but not because you genuinely want to be that person, but it's more like of an act. So I'm pretending to be this, I'm acting like this. So that means you're not serious about that. We're faking it till you make it. It's like, no, I'm giving you all the perception of doing it until I'm able to make it. And then I don't gotta like have a fake Rolex. I could just, I could have a real Rolex, and now I'm not faking it. I'm actually, making it, and making it means, flashing or something of value, or spending on something of value and showing it off. So
You know, and I'll give you the full scoop, right? So please don't pretend. Consistency and persistence are appreciated. Consistency and persistence. So when I think
Go ahead.
consistency, I mean like every day. Like I want to stay connected. Like I'm not trying to like meet someone where the connection's gonna be weak. That every weekend, like it kind of like disconnects, and then I don't hear from you. Then now you're here. Like you need to be consistent, and you need to be persistent. So persistent means that you need to make an effort.
Like this person wants to get married in 7 months. If the right guy comes through, 7 months you married. By a year you got a baby. Yep, you got a full grown baby. Give it 1 year, you got a full grown baby.
Meaning like you are pursuing. So now there's a dynamic.
Went from 1 kid to 3 and a possible.
I'm listening to like gender role dynamics. So this person is taking a position.
What are you caught? And you not gonna say nothing about him?
This person is
For your mouth, boy.
taking a position. She's positioning herself on the feminine side of the masculine femininity scale, if that makes sense. Maybe my future self can like go into more detail on that. All right. She's saying like you need to be consistent and persistent. And that's appreciated. When I think of persistency, I'm thinking about a pursuer. You know, you need to pursue. Now I may be
All right, so traditionally speaking, who's the pursuer? Supposedly males. Males pursue women, and then women either accept or reject. That's the generalization.
be reaching there. So we could talk about that. I may be reaching. However, that's what I'm interpreting. There's nothing more attractive than a man of his word. Word, word. What's the like? If you say something and you can't back it up, or if you say something and you're not doing it, like that's a red flag. Red flag. That's a red flag. I don't know. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. Red flag means that's like a potential area of disruption. So there's nothing more attractive than a man of his word. Looking for a man led by God. That's like I guess she's serious about this. If this is a true account, like you want like this is like we talk about rainbows and hearts and you gotta pursue one. Like it appears that she's been thinking about this. Now, if a person shows up that are not showing these, will she take the bait? Right? Will she be led by a person's success and then ignore whether they're led by God or not? Now that's like that's a question. That's a question. So
That's the question. Like, to what degree will you compromise on your values in exchange for material values? Right? To what extent? Because, right, we could say all day, I want a Christian man that's financially well off, etc. Now, will you take a financially well off non-Christian man? Would you? Be conscious of what you wish for. Be
so
conscious.
looking for a man led by God, because the idea is if you're a man led by God, you likely will not be abusive. You likely will not be like physically abusive, verbally abusive. And now the reason I bring up verbal,
I wonder why there's so many pictures of the Pope when you put man of his word. I mean, did he make some sort of sermon about this or some sort of mass or something? I don't know.
verbal abuse is because often it's not uncommon for narcissistic tendencies to be associated with individuals that are successful.
A man's word is believed just to the extent of the wealth in his coffers stored. Let's double check what coffers mean. Bam. A strong box or small chest for holding valuables. Okay, let's go back. A man's word is believed just to the extent of the wealth in his coffers stored. Wow, so to the degree that you got bread, to the degree that you got gems, jewels, to the degree that you got cash, coins, in your coffer, strong box, or small chest for holding valuables, to the degree that you got cheddar, to the degree that you got currency in this coffer, to that degree your word is believed.
And we could argue that, right? Like there's levels too, of course, but that's a reality that we can talk about. You know, you might not agree, that may not be your perception, and that's cool. But it exists, and maybe I'll speak on it just to that degree. Like I've experienced individuals that are quote unquote successful that are coming off as narcissistic. Not to say that they are narcissists, but they may have narcissistic tendencies. Now, granted, because in my opinion, aspects of the system, our financial systems, are set up in a way that you have to be self-interested to a certain degree in order to have the drive and motivation, or in order to be able to go through the process of becoming successful. Like when adversity comes in, when people are being oppositional, defiant, when you're not able to build, like all that matters. Okay, so this person ought to be cultured, diverse, down to earth, and seasoned to life. So she's like, I mean, seasoned. That tells me older. I would tell me if she really thought about it. Seasoned means older.
How much older? How much older? Number one, I think young people shouldn't be dating till at least 16. However, depending on your life circumstances, you may get to a place of maturity sooner than that. And I think that should be taken on a case by case basis. So I would say 16 should be like the floor. But obviously, like if my daughter was trying to like date, we would have a conversation, and I'd like to be part of the process. And you know, ideally we could figure that out. But because my goal and intention is not to control or restrict the movements of nobody, right? Especially my children. I don't want to control or restrict them. I want to influence them though, and I don't want to use force in the process of influencing. I don't want to use fear in the process of influencing them. You know, I want to use reason and logic in the process of influencing them. So what I would tell a 16-year-old or anyone younger than that is like, yo, what you think these boys want? Right? You think they're as mature as you, right? You may be mature because you had your life experiences that caused you to have to like ripen up quick, like grow up quick. But you think that, what do you think about these boys? Like, what you think happens, right? You know, we could look at it statistically speaking, but and I get it. You could be part of those that do the high school. But are you even looking for a high school sweetheart? Let's be real. Let's be real. What are you really looking for? You're just looking for some attention, some affection, and that equals intimacy, in my opinion. So you're just looking for some intimacy. Now, how can you get that intimacy without having to like, you know, put yourself out there like that, right? And that's where rainbows and hearts comes in. And I'm gonna keep talking about rainbows and hearts. You got to make a decision. You're gonna either pursue your love, the person that you want to start a family with, or you're gonna either pursue your passion, your purpose, your career. And I just throw career on there just because, you know, some people connect to that word. But I mean your purpose really, like, and I think for me, my purpose is service, and I think that we all are in service to each other. And some of us create products, some of us provide services, but we are all in service to each other. So 16 is the floor. And if we go by that formula, let me see. So let's see, if you're 24, that's 8 plus 9, that's 17. Okay, boom. So 24 can be with 17. 23 could be with 16. So that's 4, that's 7 years difference. I think people should delay anyway, to be completely frank. But this is for those that have the maturity, that feel like, because I don't think that we should stop people that want to, like, for instance, if there's a young person that wants to start a family at a young age, and there is, and I know one that is, like, why would you want to stop that? Like, that wouldn't be the best strategy to like directly try to like approach that from a direct manner. It's almost like, let's talk about it, because if we talk about it, you might realize that that's not really what you want, or you might realize that's what exactly that you want, but you want to be able to do it in a certain way. And I think either conversation is productive, just to talk about it, because I wouldn't want to just let a young person have to deal with that like by themselves, you know, cause especially because the default response is like, yo, you crazy. Like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want to complicate your life like that? But it may not be complicating their life. It may be improving their life, because now it gives them a reason to live, because they find no internal reason to live, so they can project a reason to live based on their relationship with this child that they could bring in, a piece of them that they could make better or improve on. They can improve on themselves, right? An opportunity to care, to be responsible over somebody. So I could understand why that may be a desire, and I think the burden is on the adults. Is like, okay, well, what can we do? What can we do so that we could delay this young person's desire to want to be intimate at such a young age? And we say young, relatively speaking, because back in the day, people was really young. But now, I mean, I think that the maturity is at a different level. I think that these kids are kids, like they're like a type of child that has been, but then I guess it depends on the region and what part of the world. So let me not even go there. But either way, 16 off be the floor. If you're mature enough, then you should be able to do it in public, meaning it's not secret, right? Like the people around know that you're in conversation with a person that's no more than 23 if you're 16, no more. And even that seems a bit extreme. And, you know, I know 16-year-olds, that just seems extreme to me. But I think if that 16-year-old came with that maturity and they've had life experiences that has caused them to mature quicker, then I think that's where like just coaching comes in. It's like, yo, listen, please allow me to coach you. I would love if you could delay this decision for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? Ideally to 20, 27, 28. Some people that think that's way too long. But just delay, just think about it tomorrow. Let's focus on your career. Let's focus on your purpose. Let's go rainbows all day. Do hearts later, right? But this is what happens, is like those people, they can't do rainbows until they get their heart, right? They got to find their heart. Otherwise, they can't concentrate or focus long enough. They got a short attention span. They go listen to music, go watch movies. Short attention spans, right? So what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do?
I'm seasoned. Like I've been there, I've done that, and now like there comes that's when you're seasoned, right? Now doesn't mean that you all the way wise. Doesn't mean that you could be seasoned. So okay, so I mean, this was because see, compared to the other about me, like this is what I'm referring to. Like this is effort. Like I can see her mind, right? Assuming that this is true, and I want to believe that it's true, right? That's how I'm coming. I don't want to come in with a pessimistic, like, let me just come with a perspective, an optimistic perspective, and let the moment arrive when then I change my mind, rather than coming in pessimistically, because then,
or cynically, right? That's another word. In fact, boom, let's look up cynic. So we learned about coffers. That's where you store valuable stuff. Let's look what cynic means. All right. Believing that people are motivated purely by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or integrity, concerned only with one's own interests, and typically disregarding accepted or appropriate standards in order to achieve them. And then we go back over here. And then we go back over here. And then we go back over
compared to the other about me, like this is what I'm referring to. Like this is effort. Like I can see her mind, right? Assuming that this is true, and I want to believe that it's true, right? That's how I'm coming. I don't want to come in with a pessimistic, like, let me just come with a perspective, an optimistic perspective, and let the moment arrive when then I change my mind, rather than coming in pessimistically, because then,
or cynically believing that everybody's like motivated by self-interest. So because I might believe that, then it might cause me to be pessimistic or negative or cynic about people's perception of how they describe themselves or their perception of themselves through their description.
You know, what good is that? The good is that well, you could push someone who is being optimistic enough and away because of the way that you pressure when you're desiring to know the truth, whether this is a catfish or not. Because that's a lot of people think catfish, and there's like a pessimistic approach. But I think there's a reason. Like, there's like a lot of people go on these sites and
Get catfish. There's a bunch. Catfish is real. Like, now, yeah, let's look up catfish. So let's catfish Urban Dictionary. A fake or stolen online identity created or used for the purposes of beginning a deceptive relationship. A catfish is someone who pretends to be someone they're not, using Facebook or other social media to create false identities, particularly to pursue deceptive online romances. Someone who pretends to look or act like something they're not, mostly think they're the sexiest out of there. Someone who thinks other people need them when they don't. Okay, so I guess that's when it goes deeper into the psyche of the catfish. Okay. Catfishing. Possible motivations: revenge, loneliness, curiosity, boredom. The term catfishing was inspired by the 2010 documentary Catfish, the phenomenon of internet predators. The phenomenon of internet predators that fabricate online identities and entire social circles to trick people into emotional, romantic relationships over a long period of time. Possible motivations: revenge, loneliness, curiosity, boredom.
with the intention of scamming or frauding or committing fraud, So I understand. However, there's a consequence. So you want to be conscious of whether you're coming at everybody like thinking that they're a catfish. Not a smoker, social drinker, doesn't use any drugs, very ambitious, has kids, wants kids. Hey, 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 get over here, little guy.
Yeah.
Man's up. And we talking about dating. So you about to learn about dating today, are you? You about to learn about dating today? Hold up, where we at? Yeah.
Hi,
You
you.
about to learn about dating, even if it's for a little bit. Doesn't have a pet. She's a princess. She has a car. Doesn't have a second language. Longest relationship over 9 years. Hey, 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 what's that? So this person seasoned to life. Like, yo, if you're in a relationship for 9 years, you got some seasoning. You got some seasoning.
You got some seasoning. If you've been in a relationship for over 9 years, listen. If you're in a relationship for over 5 years, you put in the work. I mean, imagine 50. Like, that's super. Like, that's like burnt. That's crispy. That's like too much, right? Like, you overdone. You know. Nah, that's not true. Especially if you're with someone that you're in love with, and you guys have found a way to complement each other's lives. Even if you're not compatible, you can complement each other's lives.
Seasoning. Get over here.
Focus on complementing versus compatibility, especially when you guys have a lot of non-compatible, when you got a lot of areas where you're non-compatible. You got to then start focusing attention on the places that you guys complement each other.
Hey, guy, get over here. All right. Conversation starters. What do you believe a man's role in the relationship is? I asked this to help determine compatibility. Please answer. This is on point. Like, this person is fishing for real. That person, come on. That person's fishing for real. What that means is, like, she's seeking to understand compatibility. So she's looking for ease. Because I understand that. Like, when I talk about compatibility, I'm talking about I want ease. Now, if you're not necessarily, like, if you're a jokester, if you like pranking, compatibility is not necessarily everything. Now, granted, be ready to get the consequences of your joking and your pranking. Like the people that are into that, I hope that you like that. Oh, oh, you see the books back there? That's where the markers are at. That box. That box right there is where the markers are at. That's Janine's, one of Janine's toy bag. And that's a box of paper, printer. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, allow me to introduce to you IUV. IUV. Mwah. Thank you for joining us. IUV got some teeth coming in right there. Right there. Oh, you can't see it. IUV got some teeth coming in. And so IUV in the box. Are you in the box now? We talking about dating. You wanna be dating? Okay. What are you looking for? Rainbows or hearts, buddy? Are you gonna be focused on your purpose, your passion, or are you gonna be looking for love? Because if you do both, good luck. Why? Because I tried. And that's like, you know what I mean? Like, it takes time. It's like you got to focus on one. And
Good luck. So what that mean is I tried. Let me tell you what tried means, right? Because I prefer to not even use that word as much as I am able to. So what did it mean to try? So to try to do both means to give attention to both, meaning you could give all your attention to your relationship, or you can give part of your attention to your relationship, part of your attention to your career. And what I'm saying is you got to choose one to focus on all the way, and the other one you got to completely ignore. In future episodes, I'll speak more about why I didn't completely ignore the relationship side. I focused on work and focused on relationships, both. And good luck. That's the best I could say, because time away, any amount of time away from your focus on your pursuit of your purpose is time that you're not taking advantage of momentum. You're not taking advantage of maximizing your purpose. Now, I do believe in balance, and I do believe that you can make time for other things. But when it comes to life, I mean, it's either your career or your intimate life. You got to pick one, at least in the beginning. Like, I do believe that you can focus on your career and then, do everything you got to do, and then you'll be ready to date once you're all the way set and you're confident and you're happy with what you're doing. Now, if you're not and you're pursuing a relationship, then I'm saying focus all the way 100 on your relationship, on finding, which any extra time that you guys should be spent finding or becoming aware of what your soulmate would look like if you saw him or her. Whatever. Keywords. Extra time. Do you have extra time? Do you wish there was more time in the day? What your soulmate looks like? Then you want to be able to be ready to see that person when you meet that person. And it doesn't mean that you don't go work. Yeah, you could do both. You could work. But when I speak of purpose, the reason I'm saying you can't do both is because you only got so much free time. You sleep so much time, you work so much time, or you go to school for so much time. So this is attention that's being given to something different: work, school, etc. But how many hours do you have to yourself? And out of that time that you have to yourself, you're going to be taking care of your physical hygiene. You're going to be possibly listening to music, possibly listening to audiobooks, or watching TV or watching movies. So out of that time, you need to make space for your purpose. And what I'm saying is, if you're not giving 100% time to your focus, then that's time that's not being used towards building momentum in that direction. Now, that other category of intimate relationship, that's a big category, just as big as career. So if you're watching TV, listening to music, focusing on your purpose and focusing on getting someone else at the same time, there's not enough time for you to do it right. Good luck. It's going to take you years unless you stumble upon it. And the odds of you stumbling upon happiness in that way, it takes work. So I'm going to say good luck. Otherwise, you could figure out that you're going to choose one. And if you're pursuing your purpose, then there's a way to pursue your purpose. That means that when you're pursuing your purpose, you're not emotionally available for a relationship. I'm just putting it like that. That's what it means to choose rainbows over hearts. It means you're not emotionally available to be in a relationship, because you need to be mentally sound and prepared to be in pursuit of your purpose. And you can try to do both. Again, that's on you, but good luck. Now, wouldn't you want help in choosing your ideal mate? Wouldn't you want someone to help you think through that? I would have wanted that. But, I guess if you're young, you want to choose on your own. But then just know that to the degree that you choose on your own and you don't consider the wisdom of your elders, to that degree, you're exposing yourself to the possibility of experiencing conflict, disruptions, challenges, lack of opportunity. So, I want to be in a position where if the young person is open, or if the person's open to feedback, to criticism, to advice, then yeah, let's do it. Let's matchmaking. Look, now if you're gonna choose relationships, and that means you focus all your energy on what it means to get closer to your soulmate. What is it? What does your soulmate look like? How do they sound like? How are they gonna be like? You got to be able to visualize it clearly. That way, when you meet them, you know. And then once you meet your partner, then you guys can go pursue a purpose. Right now, in the meantime, just work for somebody else's vision. Be the best number two for somebody else. Be the best number three, meaning find an individual, an entrepreneur, find a business person, and be their number two. So support someone else on their vision while you're pursuing love. That's the key, because you got to be productive for somebody. And I'm saying, be productive for somebody else, right? Be productive for somebody else. Be their number two, be their number three, whatever number you feel comfortable that you can handle. Then focus on this relationship, and then once you meet that person, then you guys together can go form some business or do some joint venture, whatever it is you're going to do, where then you guys can do that together if that's how you choose to do it. But I'm just putting out some game on ways to be able to have success in your dating life, if that's what you're choosing to have, or have success in your professional life if that's what you're pursuing, above love.
So let me continue. If you want to be successful, if you want to if you want to save time, you got to focus on one. How about that? Otherwise, then get the time out of it. Now, if you're looking for your love life, do like this person. This person is clear about who they're looking for. Like, you got to be stable, successful. They know what compatibility sounds like. So they got a question like, yo, what's the man's role? You tell me, and that's going to tell me like whether we about to click. Like, is you a man's man? Is you like a modern man? Like, what kind of man are you? And then that's going to determine whether we even pursue anything. I don't know. You tell me, like, what do you think? Do you think that was a good profile? Like, would you be interested in dating this person? Tell me why. Tell me why not. If I was seriously looking to be in a relationship, I don't know. I mean, I think that I would be curious enough to want to send a message, and that would be, and with this person in particular, I did, so I dropped a gem, right? So I dropped a gem. So when I drop a gem, that's like a compliment, right? Now, everyone don't understand, like, what's that mean? Like, you drop, like, it's a diamond, you drop, like, what's that mean? It's a compliment. If you ask, a compliment. So,
and what that means is, I went to the profile, and in the message I sent her, I inserted an image, an emoji of a diamond. So I dropped a gem, just so if you got lost for a minute, that was my opening line, so to speak.
I dropped the gem, and then she responded, and I responded, and one conversation led to the other. But real quick, it was like, let me just get it. Now, I am not pursuing a long-term relationship. I'm not. I like to engage. I like to talk, and I like to get to know people. And so let's see. So she wrote hello, right? Like,
my profile clearly states that I'm not looking for a relationship.
You dropped the gem, so I'm gonna say hello. And then I said, yo, why princess and not queen, right? Because there's like the princess vibe, there's the queen vibe. So, like, from her perspective, I wanted to know, like, yo, why princess and not queen, right? Because there's kings out here. There's kings and princes, I guess, and I want to be a king. I don't really talk about, I got my son, he calls himself Prince. I guess there's some people that vibe with that energy, right? So then I'm like, okay, why queen, why princess and not queen? And then her answer was like, bratty tendencies. Bratty tendencies, right?
I was like, okay, bratty, I see you. And I could deal with brats, I think brats are cool. In fact, I enjoy pleasing brats. I like to say yes.
That speaks loud, right? That speaks loud. So what does it mean to be bratty, right? Let's talk about that. And I'm not gonna read anymore unless me and her hop on, and then we can talk together about it, because then it almost feels like kissing and telling, although ain't no kissing happened, because it's maybe that was a digital kiss. Yes. So dropping them gems is like digital kissing, right? You know,
Oh,
like kissing the cheek, maybe, like, right?
did you catch that? So that means whenever I send these compliments, that's like giving them a kiss. Oh man, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. I don't know if I want to say all that.
Oh wow, I gotta cut this grass. So yeah, so bratty, right? What does it mean to be bratty? Um, Bratty is like that immature energy. And that's why she says not queen all the way. You know, it might be like that. And I don't mean it in a negative way. It's like that whiny, like help.
Whiny, complaining, maybe. So some call it whining, some might call it complaining. Um, but it's coming from a place of desire. So it's if you can recognize that it's coming from a place of desire and you aim to please, your partner, you can make it cute. You can flip that, turn that cute. But giving the vibe that they're incapable of fully caring for themselves or something to that effect.
Help, like please, please, please energy that some people enjoy. I enjoy it. It's like, it's like a little game almost, but that a person who's unhealthy or has been traumatized, that's also bratty, like that could be a problem. That's hard to handle. Now, some guys are into handle. Like I am not opposed to dealing with or handling brats because like I can say, oh, that's cute, right? Now it's only cute to a certain extent, right? Like it's not cute when it's affecting business, right? It's not cute when I can't go work because you're jealous, so you think that I'm up to something, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, it's not cute when they trying to hurt you, like they swinging on you or trying to cut you or whatever. That's not cute when Bratty goes way out there like that.
Cute when you're like overspending or being financially like irresponsible because it's a way of revenge, right? Like it's a way of getting attention, right?
It's not cute when you're getting in arguments with like neighbors or you're getting in arguments at the local grocery store, Walmart, etc. Wherever you shop, like where you shop, like if you getting into arguments with strangers, like because of your bratty tendencies, because you might feel entitled or you might feel whatever you might feel, it might not be all the way that cute no more. All right, so I guess here's the thing. If you are bratty and you play the victim, that's not cute. Because you could be bratty and be manipulative without having to play the victim. And the reason I throw manipulative in is because that's what it kind of feels like when you got a brat. It feels like they are using their charm or whatever other talent they might have or whatever other asset they have in order to influence your decisions. And that's bratty. And then it's like, if they're doing it from a place of deception or from being the victim, not so cool.
So that's where Bratty can, and I could continue to list the ways that Bratty can kind of like go south. And like when I say go south, I mean go wrong. I mean, there's a lot of ways, a lot of different ways that I can envision that. Now, I also recognize that being a brat is a superpower because it's like
Being a brat is a superpower. Listen up. Being a brat is a superpower. I mean, they are influencers. So be prepared to be influenced. Now, what makes it even more challenging is that influence is going to come with a tad bit of seduction. So if you're vulnerable to being seduced, a brat can wrap you around her little finger.
it's like, oh, I'm using my charm or my attraction.
What does it wrap you around their little finger means that they could like a snake. Like they ain't letting you go. You are hooked. You on the hook. Wrapped around you. They got you wrapped around their finger. You all up in it. You all up wrapped in it.
In order to influence you into doing what I would like for you to do, or persuade you, or seduce you, right? So seduction would be the correct word if there's intimacy, if they're practicing intimacy, if they're like touching, changing body fluids, etc. Right? So like, what's the superpower? Like some brats have like the voice superpower, like the shift in tone. They master that. They know how to find the tone where then they can complain in just the cutest tone, and then boom, that's it. Like they're able to, um, with their tone, they're able to seduce you. For some people, it's their touch. Like they know how to like put their hand down your back or down your side or like on your head or your hair. For some people, it's the words that they choose. It's like they speak with a lot of words of endearment, you know. And then with others, it's like their emotions. Like they are passionate about what they're passionate about, and they're not, and they are happy to show it. They're happy to express it. So those are all superpowers that, you know, a bratty personality, you know, capitalizes on, right? Like there's privilege that comes with having the ability to do those things. And for some personalities, some like I think it's cute. Like, you know, as long as you're not being manipulative or deceptive, I think it's cute. And then it could come off as being manipulative, but if we've agreed that that's okay, like, so for instance, her admitting that she's bratty is like, yo, like, you know what you're getting yourself into, right? Know what you're getting yourself into. So, yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. It's been dope. It's been great. I really enjoy doing these commentaries on profiles. I forgot I was doing that. This is all part of it. Like I'm just trying to do a little bit of everything. So when I get to binge watch me, when I go on these binge watches, I can get a variety of experiences by watching, and you know, I want to be able to like address.
How to entertain myself, you know what I mean? I'm trying to entertain myself all the way around. I want to talk about everything I'm into. I love talking about friendship. I love talking about love. I love talking about purpose. Let's do it. Let's go. So I'm just like, boom, 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 accumulating, putting money in the bank, meaning making more and more content because I want to binge watch. I want to make so much videos that I can't even watch myself. Like, anyway, I'm excited about the possibility of continuing to enjoy watching myself express myself and my thoughts about, you know, real life things. That's why it's the Real Talk Show.
You know, friendship, love, and purpose, and they're all connected, right? So here we go. Today was jumping in the box of the app. Got my old phone, right? Jumping in the box of an app that I should have put on. Okay, in the future, maybe you know, let's see. Like I might just start showing pictures. We'll see. I just really think I prefer to have the permission of the person. So maybe I can go get permission from this person, have them watch this, and then hop in the box with them and talk. So that's the plan right there. All right, it's been good. Take care. Tune out. The Black Hair Party has presented the Real Talk Show, where we talk about friendship, love, and purpose. Friendship has everything to do with your aura. Love is more, and purpose is about saving time. And time is about mindset. I am JRX36, and this is an All Ages Alliance production. Love, say deuces. Say deuces.
Deuces.
Say bye-bye. Say hasta luego, amigo.
You ain't going nowhere though.
Yeah, nah, I mean.
Nah,
Let
me.
me stop the share.
You ain't going nowhere.
Here we are, JJ. Day, you want to tune us out, please. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Now,
You gotta
the
get
Black
closer.
Hair Party has presented the Real Talk Show, talk about friendship, love, and purpose. That was your host, JRX36, and we will see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Dos, cinco.
Go ahead, get out of here. Get out of here. Bam! Now it's me. Before we tune out, we're gonna read you an About Me section. And I'm not even gonna like talk about it because I want to read it again, and maybe I'll talk about it in the next video. But this was like, man, I try to respond to this person, but let me tell you what it says. It says, blank is looking for a different type of person. Why not message one of your matches instead? Okay. So check it out. About me. Let me take a deep breath. I will leave such an imprint on your heart that anyone you entertain after me will have to know me in order to understand you. I will have you setting and accomplishing goals you never knew you had, moving mountains you never thought you could tackle, and helping you discover things you never thought were of interest in life. You will be amazed with every conversation we have by how effortless communication between the two of us will be, and in awe of how it extends beyond length of time you didn't know you had in you to even share with someone for that long. I will intrigue you to continuously think about the next time. Like each time prior, how will we banter with laughter because of the exchange of quick-witted sarcasm? Or escape reality in deep philosophies or drifting wonders? Or how we will plan future endeavors that will sometimes make you wish the current days away faster? And or how we will soothe the scars of the soul by way of deep intellectual and affectionate intimacy. I don't F around when it comes to levels of connection. It's just your job to open to it. And if you are, and we connect, I'm gonna take you on a journey to a far away place. Now. What? That you got that kind of energy? Is that what you bring to the table? Is that what you bring to the table? So my future me gonna break that down. So let's hear it, please. Go ahead. And then I'm gonna just tune it out after you done talk. Go ahead. Tune out. Oh man, I probably startled you. My bad. Tune out. The Black Hair Party presents the Real Talk Show, where we talk about friendship, love, and purpose. Friendship has everything to do with aura. Love is more, and purpose is about saving time. I am JRX36, and this is an All Ages Alliance production. 225 means goodbye. Deuces.